Alright, hope you're doing good. This bonus video is going to be all about cash flow, how to maintain a healthy business cash flow, some tricks of the trade, and more. Now, cash flow is something pretty near and dear to my heart because I've been doing this full time for a couple years now. And coming from me, I've made every mistake humanly possible as far as mismanaging cash flow. So my point is, when you actually lose thousands of dollars of your own money, you tend to pay attention and try your best to master how to fix and remedy the situation. In turn, I believe the end result is me being quite savvy with cash flow, knowing what I'm doing. That's why I'm going to enjoy teaching you this because, again, this is invaluable information that I've never seen anyone else teach. Maybe they have. I'm not trying to say how good I am, but I'm just telling you. So, number one thing that the common misconception about Amazon FBA businesses is that you can make money really fast and get rich quick. Not true. This is a long game. Okay. This is a long game that is cash intensive. And it takes consistency. By the way, these principles don't just apply to Amazon FBA. They apply to all cash flow oriented business that sell physical type products. Okay, whether it be Nike, Adidas, doesn't matter. In order to make money on Amazon, you need to have a little bit of money. It's not like we're going out there and selling a digital product like a course or a training or a consulting call or anything. We're not doing anything digital that requires no hard cost. This business requires hard cost, meaning that we have to invest in inventory. Okay? We have to invest in inventory. If you want to do things at the highest level, you're going to have to invest in softwares. We are going to have to invest in ads. Okay, whether it be Amazon ads or Facebook or what have you. Those will be our three main expenses. Okay, and why I'm laying this and detailing this all out for you like this is I just want you to enter this business with the mindset of not trying to get rich quick, knowing that it's a process and a long game, and that the more patient you are, the better it's going to affect your decision making. Okay? If you're operating with the mindset of trying to get rich quick, it's going to hinder your decision making, I can guarantee you. You're going to make some bad decisions with your business. You're going to get reckless, and you're going to ignore areas that need vital attention. This is how it is, and the thing is, not many people would be able to sell you their courses or their trainings if you know all this information before going in, right? Because all you see is the Lamborghini or the Audi or the Ferrari on the thumbnail of a video that tells you how Amazon FBA is the exact reason why people got these types of cars. I'm here to tell you that that's not the truth. And again, it can be the truth, and maybe for some people, but it is a long process, okay? I'm not here to say that this business is not something you should get into. This is the best business, one of the best businesses on the planet Earth, okay? For a very, very upfront capital investment, a very, very small upfront capital investment, we have the potential of seeing a very, very fast and very, very profitable return on our investment. Way, way better than a stock. Way, way more efficient than starting a brick and mortar. Way more efficient in my experience from even doing online drop shipping. And yeah, I mean, it really is a great, great business. I just don't want you to have the mindset of getting rich. So let's go over another topic. So when you place an order with a supplier on Alibaba, the standard rule of thumb is 30% upfront, and 70% after shipment is complete. So as you can see, this already is good for our cash flow. So we're only having to pay 30% up front. So if we order 1,000 units and each unit is $4. Total cost would be 4,000, right? So 30% of 4,000 would be 1,200. So basically, to begin, we're only going to be required $1,200 out of pocket for this inventory. That's extremely good. By the way, and if you do product selection correctly, like how I teach it, if you optimize your listing correctly, how I teach it, if you do everything correctly, how I teach it in this course, this initial $1,200 can turn into 6 figures within a matter of a couple months, and that is not a lie. Okay, I've been upfront with you on all the negatives of this business. Now I'm going to tell you some of the positives, right? So if we invest the $1,200 up front, we then have to pay $2,800 after shipment is completed. So we're out four grand already. Like I've said before, the first order is going to be the hardest order because we don't yet have sales and money coming in to fund the next orders and the next orders and then the next product and then the next product. Basically, you're going to be out 4K in inventory before you even sell a product. Out 4K before you sell a product. So let's say we initiate our product launch, just how I teach it. You absolutely crush it with the launch. You achieve exactly what you set out to achieve in terms of ranking. And now you're on pace, right, to make a consistent 10K per month in revenue. Extremely doable, especially if you follow all the trainings within this course. This honestly is many people have done it in the past, and including myself, very, very doable. Okay? So let's say in the perfect world, we're making 10K a month in revenue on this one product. What's our profit margin? Let's just say 40%. Okay. So out of the 10K, we're making 4K in profit per month. 4K profit per month. Out of that 4K, I would estimate, you got to live, right? Got to live, you got to eat, you got to pay the bills. So, I'm just going to say 1K minus 1K in living expenses. I'm just going to be generous here. Okay. So now we're down to 3K in profit. Now we're down to 3K in our pocket, I should say. I'm going to go ahead and say minus 500 for ad spend and just miscellaneous expenses like just anything miscellaneous, such as any other freelancers you might have paid to do images or anything. Trust me, you'll start to realize that these costs add up. Okay, so right off the bat, you're down. We went from 10K in revenue per month to 4K in profit to 3K, and now we do 3K minus 500. We're down to 2,500 in our pocket. $2,500 in our pocket each month. Now, of that 25, you got to reorder inventory, right? I mean, you can't sell units if you don't have any to sell. You're going to have to plunk down really, really soon. Especially if you follow my teachings, you're going to have more of a problem of staying in stock than being able to sell, trust me. You're going to have to plunk down another 30% for 1,000 or whatever quantity you decide to go with. So we're at 25 now. And we're going to have to minus 1,200 from that for another 30%. Okay. So does that kind of making sense to you right now? So 2,500 minus 1,200 would be 1,300. $1,300 in our pocket. So what on the surface, what seemed to be absolutely insane, and you were probably thinking and dreaming about your next mansion when I said 10K a month in revenue. Now you're a little more humbled when you come to realize that it's probably going to only be about 1,300 in your pocket to keep this business going and keeping it funded. So this is what I want to detail for you is, and my point with all of this is not to scare you, but it's to just get you in the right mindset and tell you not, if you have a full-time job, if you have a steady income stream already coming in, don't quit your job immediately just to get into Amazon FBA, okay? In fact, you can make so much more money in the long term and scale so much faster if you hold on to that job, do the Amazon FBA thing as a side income for the first while, scale it up that way, stay debt-free and stress-free, and then once you start hitting the numbers you need to be hitting, then you can quit the job a year later. Okay, does that sound good? That's what I want you to get out of this video. Stay with the job for a year, quit the job a year later, don't quit the job right away. You're going to end up in a much bigger hole than you want to be concerned with. Believe me that, okay? This is extremely valuable stuff. It's obvious stuff once it's a reality, but I need it to be obvious for you before it's a reality, so you can be prepared and you can do your due diligence on budgeting and monitoring your numbers. That's why you best be doing a significant number in sales on Amazon if you truly want to live and make a living and be able to have freedom with this business. Okay? That's that. It's totally doable. You just have to have a little patience. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, guys, welcome. I find the topic of cash flow so useful that I decided to make a second video on it. I didn't plan to initially, but I really, really, really can't stress enough how important this is. So these are some of my top workarounds that I use to help and aid my cash flow and get me bringing in more profit each and every month. So number one, negotiate terms with suppliers. Number two, leverage low interest loans. These would be the top two for me, and most importantly is going to be number one. So negotiating terms with suppliers. So remember when I said the average standard business practices are 30% down, 70% after shipment, it's before shipment actually. Before shipment, after completion of the products, after production. Okay, that's standard and that's what you're going to be doing for your first couple orders. But after you build a little bit of rapport and trust with your supplier, you now have a little bit of leverage to work with because you're now giving them a lot of money. Now is a good time after, I'd say, order 3 or 4 to negotiate some terms. I don't have an exact template for you here, but it'll go something like this, okay? Hi, insert name of the supplier. We are growing rapidly and we have grand plans to really, really grow in this year. In order to do so, I'm proposing to you a different term for our future orders. What I'm proposing is that we pay 10% upfront. We pay 50% after shipment, or before shipment, after production. And then we pay 40% 14 days after our inventory has arrived at the Amazon warehouse. So 10% upfront. 50% after production. 40%, 14 days after inventory lands at FBA. Can you see how much more favorable this is for us? Incredibly so. This will allow you to scale so much faster. It will allow you and free up some money. We're paying 10% up front, okay? So what would that be? What's 10% of 4,000? Times 0.1, it's $400. Okay? Paying $400 up front. We're paying $2,000 after production. And after 14 days, so your units have been selling, your new units that you just bought have been selling at FBA for 14 days already. You've received you've received one direct deposit from Amazon because they do it every 2 weeks. That's why we do 14 days here. You can now fully fund, and in fact, at a profit almost, pay the remaining 40% after the 14 days. This is such a game changer in terms of cash flow. It's unbelievable. As you can see here, I don't really need to explain it any further. Now, again, please don't hit your supplier right off the bat with this because they might take offense to it. This is something that you need to propose to them later on down the road after you've built up some trust and some rapport, after you've gone through a few orders, and they know that you're a player. They know that you're not just some average Joe Blow who is going to be there one day and be gone the next. So that's my number one cash flow workaround. Number two, again, this is only if you find it necessary for your own business. I'm not a financial advisor. Low interest loans. Two best ways to do low interest loans. Number one, Amazon lending. Amazon themselves has their own lending program. Although you need to be eligible for it, you probably won't be able to get it right off the bat. Number two, the best option, Kabbage. So, Kabbage loans. Just check out Kabbage loans. I will have a link in my resource list to Kabbage loans. They offer incredible loan. You can get all the way down to literally 3% interest rate on your loans, which can't get any better anywhere else. They offer you no early fees if you decide to pay off the loan before the term is up. There's no fees. You can pay it off whenever you want. The beauty with Kabbage is they're a young, new, innovative loan company, and they integrate directly in with your Amazon account just like some of those softwares did in the prior videos, which means they have direct access to your sales numbers. They can see exactly what you're bringing in, and then they have their own proprietary little algorithm that can determine and estimate what you are worthy of in terms of a loan. And then they can offer you a loan at a very, very, very low interest rate that can help you immensely in funding inventory. Again, those are my two main recommendations. Highly recommend Kabbage. I'll have a link for it in my description. I've used them several times, and I suggest you take a look if it suits you. So, hope you found this video insanely freaking useful. I will talk to you later. What's going on, guys? So this video may seem a little bit random and out of place, but the reasoning for that is I literally just stumbled across this. I think it was just released by Alibaba, so it was not in the prior recordings just because it wasn't available. So this is a brand new way that you can possibly finance and help pay for your orders or inventory when you want to scale your business. So, in this course, I cover different methods on how you can negotiate and help your cash flow and growth via maybe negotiating terms with your supplier. I gave you the resource of the best loan company for e-commerce, which is Kabbage. And wouldn't you know it, Cabbage just partnered with Alibaba, and they have this buy now and pay later feature within Alibaba that you can apply for. So basically, you can get up to 150,000 in credit. The application is really short. I filled it out just just to see what it was all about. And as you can see, the fees are incredibly. I mean, you're not going to get fees lower than that anywhere. So how it works is, Cabbage is a loan company. They give you loans, and they integrate with your Amazon account and many other platforms like PayPal, Shopify, eBay, every major online platform they integrate with, because they do that to read your sales numbers, to gather a good idea of how much revenue you're pulling in and everything like that. And then they can accurately give you a loan based on what they find. So they have partnered with Alibaba now to where they can give you up to $150,000 as a line of credit, which can really, really help your business. There's a couple things. I mean, you have to go to Cabbage yourself and learn all the major details, but one thing I will say is that I believe your business has to be in business for at least 1 year before you can be eligible for any sort of loan or opportunity from Cabbage. So 1 year, and you have to have good credit, all the basic kind of stuff like that. But again, this is not something that you're going to be able to do right out of the gate, but this is something that could really, really, really help you scale and grow down the road after your first year is up and you find that it is a good decision for you. So wanted to throw it out there. I think they literally just announced this new feature within Alibaba, and that is why I just went back and re-added this video inside the course. So hope you guys found it useful. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you later.